Hey friends, so in today's video we are going to recap on my fails of my second year gardening in a summer garden. So some things that did not work out, why I believe they didn't work out, and what I'll do in future is what I'll go over. I am going to be filming voiceover and I am currently sick, so I do apologise for my voice. Hopefully it's not too annoying or too bad. But yeah, so just a little snippet and a little walk around the garden. It was way too windy. I was trying to film this video for like a couple of weeks and I want it to be specifically a midsummer video. We're now at the end of summer. I am about a month behind from when I did film this. But yeah, so I'm a bit behind, but it is filmed in midsummer and that's what I really kind of wanted to do, but because it was so windy, it's just going to be a voiceover kind of video. So hopefully it works out all good. Hopefully you learned something new. If you have anything that I should or shouldn't be doing, please let me know in the comments down below, because it's just so fun as well. Like, people comment saying that they've learned new things from me, and then they also comment and give me tips, and I'm learning as I go. Like, this is my second year in gardening. So yeah, any pointers, definitely let me know in the comments below, or for anyone else reading the comments, and I hope you guys enjoy this video.
Alright, so first up, these are my Purple King beans. They are absolutely beautiful. As you can see, the fruit on these and the beans that they have produced is absolutely wonderful. I'm growing this on this trellis. This is my first year doing it this year, and as you can see, it is dying. So the reason why I think these are dying is I decided to give it an all-purpose fertilizer, and ever since I try to give it some love and give it some nutrients, it's dying. Same thing happened to my snow peas and my shelling peas, like garden peas in the winter. The plants were doing fine. I tried to give it some extra love, extra boost, and they died. So I guess if it doesn't need any food, to not feed it. That's all I can really think that's happened to these beans, unfortunately. Here is our cucumbers. We done this together in a video, so I'll leave that down below if you want to see us planting out these cucumbers and me making up this trellisy thing for it to climb. It obviously did not climb, and they are dying. So the reason I think for this is, one, I believe they are like the beans. I know snow peas is very like this. They need to cling onto something, because if they can't cling onto something, it stresses the plant out and then they die. I believe cucumbers is probably the same thing. So the fact that it wasn't climbing up, I did try to keep telesing it, but it just would not hook on and the wind kept blowing it down. Otherwise, also probably a lack of food. So a different problem to the beans. I think this one just needed more love and some more food. Here is sunflowers. Now, this was an absolute beautiful sunflower. It's at the end of its lifespan, so it does look a little bad here, but that is not the fail. The fail is how long and lanky it grew. The head of it is just too heavy, so although it was absolutely beautiful, it spent most of its time staring at the ground, which was actually more sad than like nice. It just constantly looks sad. So I grew a sunflower, fantastic. I planted sunflowers along this whole strip of the fence. I only had, I think, 3 or 4 germinate, which is okay. So my vision wasn't there, and it didn't work out. This sunflower, the exact same variety, and look how massive it is. So with the sunflowers, it definitely needs sun. Who would have thought, right? But this just goes to show you the exact same seed, same variety, but in a different location. Had same amount of water, everything like that, and how much bigger, thicker, sturdier this one is. So definitely sunflowers need sun, and where my lanky sunflower was, just did not have enough sun for it. Now onto the zucchinis. These zucchinis was fantastic. I have got a year's worth of zucchinis preserved. We enjoyed so many fresh zucchinis. We were eating zucchinis almost on the daily. It's one of mine and Nick's both favourite vegetable. I experimented with different varieties. Actually, I got a video of planting out these zucchinis too. I'll leave that down below if you're interested. But these are now a fail because I'm scared of them. To be completely honest, I'm scared of them. I stopped pruning them for a couple of weeks. They do need hand pollination here. The leaves have just grown so big and massive. I found a couple of lizards hiding in there. I'm petrified. I got too scared of them. So I wasn't hand pollinating. Because I wasn't hand pollinating, I'm not watering them. I'm just kind of letting them die off now. But if I just kept on top of pruning, I think we would have been all okay. But to be honest as well, we have had that many zucchinis. Like, it's not a huge loss. We have so many zucchinis in our freezer. So it is fine. Here is our tomatoes. As you can see, there's so many weeds in the background. But the thing with these tomatoes, we had 7 Roma tomato plants. I was hoping to get a year's worth, enough to process, for a year. We definitely did not get that. We do have a couple of freezer bags in the freezer, but these plants just did not last that long. I am still so happy. I'm calling these tomatoes as a wing. See that black dot actually? That is blossom root N. I believe that is from lack of calcium. So the soil nutrition just was not there. Plus with all these weeds around was obviously taking away from the tomatoes. So it's kind of a combination. It's just purely not enough fertilization in the tomatoes, in the soil for the tomatoes, and just it being smothered by weeds. But that is so many more. I have so much more tomatoes this year than last year. So although it's not what I wanted, like to achieve, it was better than last year. I'm calling it a win. Now here with the almond tree, this one is a big loss. As you can see, the roots are there. This was covered with grass and it was thriving. I decided to whack down the grass so it's not competing with the grass, not realizing the roots were above the soil. So I left it for a couple of days. It started to die. I was like, what the heck? So I went out, noticed it. I put new compost, new soil on top. It was all good. And the roots are now above soil line again. And unfortunately, this tree is definitely a goner. It is dead. As you can see, these trees are all fine. It's just the almond tree just did not survive. The roots just kept coming above the soil line. I don't know why. Makes sense now. The grass was producing the shade for the soil, for the roots. So I get why it died. I just don't know how to fix that problem for future. But luckily, my other trees aren't like that. Now this is our onions, a little onion harvest. I planted 50 onion starts. I started these starts by seed and planted them out, and soon you'll see all the onions. I have harvested some and have them curing, which I'll show in just a minute. This is the last to harvest. They just were not growing. They were probably a good month and a half at this size in the ground. They weren't growing any bigger, so I decided to harvest the remaining of them. And here is the rest of the onions that I have curing. I have not used one of our homegrown onions yet. This is all that I managed to get for this year. So yeah, as you can see, the onions, there's not 50 and they are very little. That's the biggest one, which is still so tiny, but it's so much bigger than the others. And the reason for this, I think, is one, position. The other plants around it was just making too much shade, and two, again, just nutrition in the soil that it was lacking. It definitely needed more nutrition. So I'm definitely going to try and fix that this coming season because I got a lot of onions. I really want to focus hard on onions this coming year.
So that's all for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe down below so don't miss out on my future videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.